Hi, welcome to my channel, Stuff of Love. I'm Dr. Lori Buckley, and today in this video, I'm going to be talking about some specific things that you can do to have a better life, to have a better relationship, to have a better body. Basically, to be doing the things that you have aspired to do this year, because right now it is January, but you could be watching this at any time, knowing that it doesn't have to be January or a new year when we decide we want to make some changes and we want to feel better or we want to look better. And really, it just takes a few simple things that you can do, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. You know, I, like all of you or most of you, have been kicked in the ass by life. You know, things I didn't expect, loved ones dying, pandemics, financial struggles, health struggles, all of the things that, you know, we sort of expect from life or don't expect from life come around when we oftentimes least expect it. And we have a couple of choices when life kicks us in the ass or when something horrific happens or we have challenges in our life. You know, we can move through it. We can fight through it, we can ask for help, or we can give up. And I guess the message I want to give today is that there are things you can do. You don't need to give up. As a matter of fact, giving up is the thing that will pretty much guarantee that life will keep kicking you in the ass and you won't be able to get back up. And the more it kicks it, the harder it is, get back up and live your life and be happy. And, you know, let's face it, we all want to have joy in our life. We all want to be happy. But many of us are lonely, we're discouraged, we're stressed, we're overwhelmed, we're struggling financially. And, you know, I don't want you to feel that or think that I don't have compassion. I do. I just know that it is the thing to do is to keep going. And sometimes that feels incredibly hard. And, you know, sometimes it just means getting out of bed in the morning. And oftentimes it means doing more than that. But I promise you that if you really get clear about what you want and you choose to keep going and have the faith or belief or hope that things can be different, they will. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my own story, which I think all of you, or not all of you, but many of you probably are familiar with. 6 years ago, was it 6 years ago? It was 2016. Yeah, almost 7 years ago, actually. The love of my life was instantly killed while he was on a trip. And it took me a lot of years to get back on my feet. But I will tell you, it wasn't like I just sat around for those years and then all of a sudden, you know, life was okay again. It really was one day at a time. It really was step by step. And really, that's all it takes. It's these small, scary, difficult, uncomfortable things that you can do that I promise you, if you do them over time, life can change. Maybe not instantly, but it will change. And, you know, I was very alone during the pandemic, like, I mean, most of us or many of us. I think the people who had children at home or families to take care of, it might have been more challenging in some ways. You know, we all have our own challenges. And, you know, I did a video not that long ago, I want to say maybe 5 months ago, where I was talking about being happily single. And I am now happily married. How does that happen? Well, it doesn't happen magically. It doesn't happen instantly. But, you know, my focus in life, my passion in life is helping people with their relationships, helping people find love. And I said it in the video and I'll say it again. Being happy being single or being happy by yourself is a really important step to being able to find love. So I was always open to finding love. I knew that if I found somebody that would make my life better than it was alone, or that I felt was, I'd just say, a compliment to my life or an addition to my life, then that was something that I was open to and welcomed. At the same time, had I not have found anybody. I could be happily single. I had my girlfriends and my passions in life, and that was great. But I do feel very fortunate to be able to find someone to share my life with and someone to love. I'm going to tell you something I haven't said out loud, but and I'm going to give you a moment to pause in shock and awe, but well, that's just wishful thinking on my part. But I am a woman in her early 60s. And, you know, we've all been told, well, once we're over 30 or 40 or 50, like, you know, it's impossible to find love. But it isn't, you know, and I think those beliefs that we have, they just get in our way. It's like, oh, it's too late. I'm never going to find it. Or, oh, I'm never going to have the body I want. Or I'm never going to have the life I want. And, you know, that's just a bunch of bullshit. And I think for us to be able to tell ourselves that is important. Not to have the expectation that life has to be a certain way. You know, there's many paths that we can go down, but getting clear about what's most important to us and being open to the possibilities and finding that is definitely doable. So what do? How do you have the body you want, the relationship you want, the life you want? Honestly, it's just doing 1 or 2 things a day that are going to help you get there. So once you know what it is, what is it that you can do? If you want to lose 10 pounds or 100 pounds, or you want to feel better in your body, what can you do? Maybe it's moving for 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be joining a gym or doing something extreme or going on a diet. That's probably the biggest mistake I think most of us make. And I certainly have made it many times in my life as well. Dieting it just feels really lousy and it doesn't really work. But we can make choices every day, moment by moment, that is going to give us the body that we want. Well, at least improve upon the body that we have. Maybe the idealistic body or the fantasy body we want may or may not be within reach, but you know, it's also accepting who we are and just wanting to look our best and feel our best. Maybe it is that you're lonely or you want to find love. What are the things that you're doing? So, you know, going on an app is always a great thing. That's how I met my husband. And I believe in it because we have lots of options. We have lots to choose from. We can be very discerning about who we choose to talk to and go out with. And I don't know, there's something nice about it. I also feel it's a wonderful thing when you can meet somebody organically through a fix-up or at a party or at an event. That's great too. You know, it's just, what are you doing? Are you feeling good about yourself? Because if you're not feeling good about yourself, if you're unhappy and feeling needy or desperate, or you're not feeling confident, you're probably not going to find love. So it's not as simple as, oh, just go on a dating app and go on dates. It's just a little more complicated than that. But it's really not a difficult thing. It's just getting clear about what it is. What are the things that are stopping you from moving every day, from putting healthy food in your body, from taking care of yourself, from finding love? What are those things? From finding success, maybe it's financial success. What are the things that are stopping you? I'm going to tell you, it might be your beliefs. It might be that you believe that it's not possible, so you've given up. And when we give up, nothing is possible. So to just kind of recap, what is it you can do? First, get clear about what that is that's most important to you. Maybe it's improving your sex life. Maybe it's improving your relationship. Instead of waiting for your partner to do the work or change, what can you do? What are the things you've stopped doing? There's always good reasons. I don't want you to feel bad about it or get down on yourself. I just want you to approach it from a place of curiosity and self-compassion. So self-awareness and self-compassion. You have those 2 things. Then you can realize what it is that's stopping you and what it is that you need to do. And it really can be simple as doing 1 or 2 small things a day. They don't have to take a lot of time. They don't have to take a lot of energy. They do have to take thought, or they do take thought and intent. And you do those things. Again, things may not change instantly, but you stick with it. And by the end of the year, you will be in a very different place. And I can tell you this because I've experienced it myself. I've experienced it with my thousands of clients, not that thousands of them have made drastic changes in their life, but I have worked with thousands of people over the last 20 years. And I can tell you that some of the things I have seen people do and accomplish and experience are nothing short of miraculous. I mean, truly incredible, marvelous, miraculous things when you set your mind to it and you trust that it can happen and you do those things, even though they might be scary, even though they might be difficult, even though they might feel impossible. It is the keep going, which I always say are the two most important words in the English language. Keep going and don't give up. And you may not even know what's possible, but I will tell you that you do that and you will grow. You will learn. It won't always go, all the way up. Sometimes there are setbacks. Sometimes there are things that we learn along the way that make it feel like it's impossible, or we have obstacles. And those are the times not to give up, but to push harder. Really push harder. Because if you believe it's possible, and when you don't have it happen, you just, instead of thinking, oh, this isn't going to happen, what could I be doing better? What could I be doing differently? Then you discover different ways. I always say it's kind of like the rat trying to find the cheese in the maze. Sometimes, not that I want to say that we're rats, but I personally like rats. But it's kind of like we go down the path and it's like, oh, that's not, no, it's not there. I got to go back and then make a left. It's like, nope, not there. Hit another dead end, another wall. I gotta go back and maybe retract my steps and maybe go this way instead. But they don't give up. And you're not going to give up if you really are clear about what you want and you know why it's important to you. You keep going until you get that cheese or that body or that relationship or the sex that you want to get. Whatever it is, I am going to say, while I can't promise you that all your dreams will come true, I can promise you that if you don't do anything, that if you give up, they won't. So there really is nowhere to go but forward if you keep going. I would love to hear about the things that you want. I'd love to hear about the steps that you've taken or the steps that you're going to take. Because, sharing it or being accountable, whether it's to me or whoever's watching this channel or your friends or your family, is important. Being accountable helps. And when you have someone to do it with, that's really great too. It can be a therapist or a coach, but it could also be a friend or a family member or a spouse. And when you do things with someone, I don't know, it makes it more fun. And you have somebody there who can maybe see things that you don't see, might be able to give you some insight. Like I said, self-awareness is good, but we can only go so far. It doesn't hurt to have some outside help. And again, it doesn't have to be a paid professional, although that can work too, but it can be a friend or somebody that you feel comfortable talking to. So let me know about your journey, and I really do want to hear. And again, I know you could be watching this at any time, but right now it is January, so it is a time that we've set our resolutions. Maybe already they've gone by the wayside. I'm not a real believer in resolutions. I'm more a believer in getting that clarity of what you want and having a plan. Imagine how you could feel, what your life would be like if you were to do these things every day. And regardless of the outcome, doing these things every day, guess what that does? That builds confidence. And the more confidence we have, the more attractive we are, the more positive things can happen in our life. So take those steps. Let me know how it goes. Please leave your comments below. I love to hear them. If you're enjoying the channel and you're finding it useful, please hit that subscribe button. I always appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.